Guys, I'm very upset right now, so my voice may get louder and louder as I talk because I want y'all to see how upset and how frustrated I really am behind this whole thing. A lot of you guys seen the tweets of Kevin's daughter saying something along the lines of there was a fundraiser and they profited thousands of dollars off of it, and only gave my dad $500. Said stuff like they used my dad's sickness to gain more money for themselves. They put his face on the flyer and marketed, oh, Kevin Shalubler, and not me and Fezzi, but they marketed Kevin, which is, we'll get to that later, but they marketed Kevin and used that for more money. And I want to clear the air on this whole thing because it's very frustrating, and I'm really I'm not the one to play with this whole thing because I know what happened. I know how much time and effort I put into this event only for this to happen as the end result. Apparently, the expenses is the problem. And I'll run through that later with you guys and with Bayleigh. But here's the thing. Nobody used Kevin. First of all, let's backtrack. We just got the phone with Kevin. Kevin was nice about it. We talked to Kevin. We told him everything. He was like, guys, you know me. I don't really tweet that much. My daughters tweet for me. I'm upstairs. And he went downstairs to go talk to them and then gave them the phone. We talked to their daughters. Him and his daughters' viewpoints and how they feel are totally separate. Kevin is talking to me and basically saying, I don't want no drama. I love you guys. All this extra stuff. And his daughters are like saying, you use my dad, you do X, Y, and Z. Now, them trying to protect their dad is understandable. But like I said, I'd rather them try to call me, talk to me, and get context on the situation. If they would have texted me and said, hey, my dad only got this amount of money, I have a problem with it, I wouldn't have been offended at all, only off the simple fact that you talked to me first. But to get on social media and spread a bunch of lies about it before you even contacted me, when I stayed at your house before, I met you. Like they trying to say, oh, we didn't do X, Y, and Z. No, we watched wrestling together. We did all this stuff at his house. So the fact that I was there for, I want to say 6-7 days, I know all of his daughters. I met all of them. I think one was in college, but I met most of them. And for them to go on Twitter and constantly bash the situation without even talking to me, when Kevin isn't even bashing the situation, when Kevin called me and said, listen, I understand, I'm sorry, what do you want me to do? Like, should I tweet something? Should I stick up? I'm like, yo, talk to your daughters. And he couldn't talk to them, so he gave them the phone, and we're going back and forth on the phone, Bayleigh and them, me and them at the same time. So here's the thing. Me and Fezzi put on this event, Swaggy versus Fezzi. Me and Fezzi. We talked about that in the Big Brother house up until I got evicted. Even when Fezzi was in the house by himself, he was talking to Haley and Angela and everybody in the house about, oh, when I get out, Swaggy better have some money ready to give to me for the game, like all this extra stuff, like because of the game. It was me and him. Once he got outside the house, I called him and said, yo, instead of us doing a one-on-one in an empty gym and putting it on YouTube, let's just put on an event for the fans. I was thinking for something grand, I presented it to him. So we had the idea of putting this on for the fans, nobody else. I want to say a month and a half went by, maybe even 2 months. Kevin came out with the news that he had cancer. So I want to say 5 days passed after he had that. Me and Fezzi was like, you know what? Since the event is going to be it's going to be sponsored, companies are going to pay for all the expenses and stuff. Let's give a portion of the proceeds to Kevin. So when Kevin had cancer, we were gonna do it 3 ways. If not split it, we actively said Kevin will probably get most of it, if not half. Here's the problem. Kevin became cancer free. Now when Kevin became cancer free, me, Fezzi, and Kevin were talking and texting. Then it was just me and Kevin. Me and Kevin got on the phone. I said, listen, you're cancer free. Like, hallelujah. How do you feel? He was like, I'm good. And he was like, listen, Swaggy. So what do we do about this event since it's a cancer related, you're adding the cancer part to it. It's a Swaggy versus Fezzi basketball event, but you're adding the cancer part to it. What do we do about it? I said, how do you feel? He said, listen, Swaggy, I'm just happy. God's good. I got to rest for 3 weeks because the cancer is gone. He was so happy that they detected it and caught it so early on because as you know, 1 in 9 men die from prostate cancer. He's not one of them. So he was so happy. He said, listen, as long as you pay for my fight in my hotel, anything else is just a bonus. Cool. Boom. So at that point, I was like, okay, so it'll go back to me and Fezzi and we'll give some to Kevin. But then it was like, you know what? No, we still want to add somebody else. So me and Fezzi and this lady named Michelle who helped, plan the event, she said, how do you feel about Zero Cancer? She talked to Zero Cancer. They said, listen, even if we get $500, as long as we potentially could use Kevin as an ambassador for their, for their company, because they're prostate cancer. That's what they're trying to end. And Kevin had that. So they want to use him as an ambassador. So I said, okay, cool. Boom. So as the event is going on, I started getting more stressed because I thought we were going to have sponsors. That was not happening. Every single sponsor I hit up was saying it's either too late, we think the event is going to be a flop, it's a waste of time, yada, 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 that doesn't fit my business mode, all of that. So I got rejected like crazily, like no.